Good morning, everybody. I hope you've had a lovely weekend and are ready to start a new week of maths. Today we're going to do our starter based on number patterns. So complete the pattern. You can see some of my numbers are included, but where the line is, there's a number missing. So this is the first number pattern we're going to do. Can you work out what the pattern is first? We can't work out what goes on these lines until we know the pattern. Let's read it together. 40, something, 80, 100, something, something, 160. I've got a lot of missing spaces there, so it's hard for me to work out the pattern. However, I do have these two numbers next to each other. The trick is to look at the numbers next to each other so you can work out the jumps. What does it jump in from 80 to 100? What is the jump? I'll give you a clue. We can use a times table we already know. So we've got 8 here and 10 here. What is the gap from 8 to 10? 8 in your head, count on. 9, 10. So we've got a jump of 2 in between 8 and 10. But 80 is 10 times bigger than 8. 100 is 10 times bigger than 10. Do you remember? So my 8 ones have been turned into 8 tens. My 10 tens have been turned into 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10 tens make 100. So as it's got 10 times bigger, it's not going to be a jump of 2. It's a jump of 20. We've jumped on 2 tens from 80, 90, 100. We've jumped 1 10 here and another 10 here. So we know our pattern is jumping in 20s. Now we know that, we can fill in the other 3 gaps. So after 40, it's going to be, count on 2 tens, 40, 50, 60. Remember, you can use your 2 times table. 4, 6, 8, 10. And it's just got 10 times bigger. 4 ones turns into 4 tens, which is 40. 6 ones turns into 6 tens, which is 60. 8 ones turns into 8 tens, which is 80. What's going to be after 100? 120. Good job. If we use our 2 times table again, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. What's the number going to be after that? If we use our 2 times table after 12, it's going to be 14, and it gets 10 times bigger. So this becomes a 100, this becomes 4 tens, and 0 as our placeholder. And the last one is 160. Did you get that one? So counting in 20s each time adds on to the jump of 20. Let's try and do number 2. So we have these 3 numbers, and then we've got these gaps. Let's read the ones we know. 200, 250, something, something, 400, something, something. So our first mission is to work out the pattern. So these 2 numbers are next to each other, so these are the ones we're going to look at to see what the jump is. Pause the video. Can you work out what the jump is? From 200 to 250. That's right, it's just added on 50, so we're jumping in 50s. Remember, my number patterns don't always start from 0, they can start from another number, so we have to spot the number from here to here. See if you can complete the pattern by adding on 50 each time. Pause the video and have a go at that now. Unpause once you're ready to correct. Ready? 200, 250, 300, after 300, 350, 400 after 400, 450, and then 500. Do you notice how it goes? 100's number, then 100 plus 50, then 100's number, then that 100's plus the 50, then just 100's number, and then that number, add another 50. That's the pattern. Okay, let's look at the third one. It's a trickier one. Let's read it together. Something, 60, 90, something, something, 180, something. Again, look at the 2 numbers that are next to each other to spot the pattern. Pause the video and see if you can spot a pattern. Once you've found it, unpause and we'll go through it together. So between 60 and 90, so these are just tens numbers. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. How many have I counted on? I've gone from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So this bit is the same as this bit. How many more tens have I added on? I've only got tens. If you look, both numbers have no ones, and it has no ones here. So we know in our pattern we're not going to have any numbers with ones in. They're just going to be tens. So that already tells me I'm counting on in tens. But how many tens? Put 60 in our head. Let's count on 10. Ready? 70, another 10, 80, another 10, 90. How many tens have we counted on? That's right. We've counted on 3 tens, which is 30. And if you look from 60 to get to 90, we've added on 1, 2, 3 tens. Is there another trick you could use to help you? Let's see if we can use our secret pattern. Bit like we used our 2 times table to help us here. We can use our from 6, 9. What times tables are they in? That's right, they're in the 3 times table. If we put 6 in our head, count on 3, 7, 8, 9. We can use our 3 times table to help us. So we know 6, 9 after 9 in our 3 times table is 12. But we're not adding on 3 ones each time. We're adding on 3 tens, which makes 10, 20, 30. So our number needs to get 10 times bigger. We've done lots of work on this, so what do? That's right, our 10 becomes a 100. Our 2 ones become 2 tens, which is 20. So we need the 0 as a placeholder. What happens next? What goes next in our 3 times table? 6, 9, 12, then 15. But remember, we're not adding on 3 ones, we're adding on 3 tens. So the 10 becomes 100. The 5 becomes 5 tens, which is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we need 0 as our placeholder. Then we've got our 180. And let's do our last one. Ready? 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. We're using our 3 times table to help us. After 18 is 21. And when it gets 10 times bigger, it becomes 210. But we've got this first one. How are we going to get that one? That's right, we're going to have to count back 3, as the number before will be 3 tens less. So if we use our 3 times table again, count back 3, put 6 fingers up, count back 3. 5, 4, 3. But we know we're not counting in ones, we're counting in tens, so it will be 30. Let's say the pattern. Ready? 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210. So pattern 1 counted in 20s. Good job. Pattern 2 in 50s. Pattern 3 in 30s. Well done if you got those. Today we're going to be multiplying, so timesing, a 2-digit number, so things like 24 or 31. Remember, a 2-digit number is one with tens and ones. Can you think of any more? Pause the video and tell someone at home or in school. Can you name any other 2-digit numbers? Great, so we're going to multiply those kind of numbers you've just said by a 1-digit number. Now, I know we did that on Friday, so we're going to do a little bit of revision of that, and then we're going to have an extra challenge, which is a new strategy for timesing. Are you ready? I hope you've got your thinking cap on from Friday. Let's recap. What does the number sentence say? 43 times 2. The first method, or the way we used, was in deans. I'm not going to use my real deans today. I'm going to actually use a drawing, as it's good practice. We don't carry things like this around in our pockets to help us with maths. Even though we use it when we're first learning, we're then moving on to drawings. So I need to do my place value chart. So hundreds, tens, ones. We might not use the hundreds yet, but you might find we'll use them in a few days' time, which is why I'm also adding in the hundreds column. Right, if we're timesing by 2, how many lines do I need? That's right, I need 1, 2 lines, and then I need this bottom bit to add my 1s up, my 10s up, and if I have any hundreds, my hundreds up. Okay, let's try and do it. So 43 times 2, so I've got my 2 groups here, and inside I need to draw 43. How many times? Twice. Where is my 43 going to go? Where is the 4 going to go, and why? Did you point to it? That's right, the 40 will go in the 10s. Ready, let's draw it. 10, 20, 30, 40. 4 10s. Where will my 3 1s go from 43? That's right, next to it. They cannot go in the same column. 1, 2, 3. The 10s are separate and the 1s have their own space. So that's 1 times 43. But I need to do 2. So I'm going to draw on the line underneath because it's a new number and draw 43 again. Count with me. 10, 20, 30, 40, switch, 41, 42, 43. So I've got 2 groups of 43. That's the drawing done. Well done. How do I get my answer? That's right, I need to add up my 1s and my 10s. Remember, we always start with is it 10s or 1s? That's right, we start with our 1s as they get very cross otherwise. Let's add them up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was there a quicker way we could have done that? Yes, we could have counted in 3s because each group has the same number. 3, 6. Our 10s, ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Was there a quicker way we could have done that? Yeah, we could have done 40, 80 because I've got 4 10s in each box. 80 add 6 is 86. Do you remember the second method we used? It was the partitioning method. Remember? Partition. We break a number into its parts. My turn, your turn. Partition. Your turn. Let's do the breaking one. Partition. Does that give you a clue as to what we were doing last week? How do we partition our numbers? And which one do we partition? As we're multiplying this one, we're going to partition this one into 10s and 1s. So let's start with my number, which is 43, that I'm going to partition. How do I partition or break that into its 10s and 1s? I wonder if you remember. We need a circle for our 10s and a circle for our 1s. Remember, just like in here, the 10s and 1s are separate. In here, we're going to put our 3 1s, and in here, our 4 10s. It's important we write it as 40, as this 4 means 4 10s, which is 10, 20, 30, 40. Then what do we do? I need to times everything by 2. To make it easier, I'm going to times my 1s and then my 10s. Just like I did here, I times my 1s. So I've got 3 times 2, and I times my 10s, 40 times 2. Let's start with our 1s. So I'm going to write 3 times 2. Do you remember we did that? So 3 times 2 is the same as, got it? Put 3 fingers up, count in 2s, 2, 4, 6. Got that one. Now we need to do the same with the 40. So I'm going to write 40 times 2. So I'm going to put this here. So we do the 1s times by 2, then the 10s times by 2. Oh, this is a tricky one, as we've got a 2-digit multiplied by a 1-digit. This one's easier as it's 1 digit times 1 digit. How do we do it? Some of you might know it in your head. Some of you might use your secret times table. What's our secret times table? That's right, 4 times 2. 4 fingers up, counting 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8. So we know it has to have an 8 at the beginning, but we're not timesing 4 1s, we're timesing 4 10s. So it has to get 10 times bigger. So this turns into 8 10s, which is 80. Good job. Then to get our answer, just like here, I've done my 1s times 2, just like here. And I've done my tens times 2, just like here. What did I then do here? That's right, I added up all my, I've got my ones and I've got my tens, and then I added them together. So I need to do 80 from here and the 6 from here. So my answer is 86. Doesn't matter which method you use, you will get the same answer if you use Dean's or partitioning. So I said earlier there was going to be an extra challenge today. Shall we see what it is? Do you remember a while ago we did column addition and subtraction? We're also going to do that for times tables. So I need to write out, so my number sentence is still 43 times 2. This is an even quicker way of solving this. So we're going to write 43 first of all, our tens and our ones. Then we're timesing everything by 2. Is 2 a tens or a ones number? That's right, it's a ones number. So do you think it should go under the tens or under the ones? That's right, it needs to go under the ones. And when I do the column method, remember I've got this bit, which is where I put my answer. It looks like the same as sign, doesn't it? So I know that's where I put my answer. Now, what sign am I going to write here? Am I going to write this sign? No, why not? Because I'm not adding. I'm not doing 3 add 2 and 4 add 2, am I? I'm doing 3 times 2 and 4 tens times 2. So I can't put that. What sign do I put? That's right, I need to put my times or multiply symbol. Do you remember it goes here? Why can't it go here? Do you remember? Yeah, sometimes we'll have another digit here, so it will be in the way. So we just put it to the side in line with the bottom number. As we're timesing, we do 3 times 2, just like we did here. We did 3, and we've got 2 groups. Just like here, we did 3 times 2. It just looks different. So 3 times 2, 3 fingers up counting 2s, 2, 4, 6. Just like we did here, we're doing 4 tens, so 40 times 2. Here, same, 40 times 2. So 4, so I go down first of all with my 1, so I'm going to go down. So I go this way. And then 40 times 2, or 4 tens times 2. So I go down, then diagonal. So 4 times 2 is, 4 fingers up, 2, 4, 6, 8 is the same as 8 tens. 4 tens times 2 is 8 tens. My answer is 86. Got it? We're going to do a few more examples together so you get the hang of it. Are you ready? Okay, this time I would like you to draw out the Dean's grid. So we're going to do 32 times 3. How would we do that as a Dean's grid? You need to get a piece of paper or a whiteboard. Start by drawing 2 lines down and 1 line across. Then we need to write my hundreds, tens and ones. How many lines do you need to draw? I'll give you a clue. These are my groups. So I need to have, that's room for 1 group. That's room for 2 groups. 1 here, 1 here. That's room for 3 groups. And don't forget you need room at the bottom to add your ones, tens and maybe hundreds if you have any. Have you done that? Pause the video if you need more time. I would now like you to draw 32 in the correct place on here. How many times do you need to draw it? 3 times, because we've got 3 groups of 32. Pause the video and unpause when you're ready so we can go through it. Ready? 10, 20, 30. Count with me. Switch. 31, 32. That's 1 group of 32. Let's do another one. 10, 20, 30. Switch. 31, 32. 10's in one column, 1's in the other. 3 groups of 32. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. You're getting really good at this now. How do we get our answer? We add our ones. We can count in 2s. Pause the video. Can you add your 1s and add your 10s to get your answer? Ready? So I can go 2, then another 2, then another 2. 2, 4, 6. Let me add my 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Some of you might have a quicker way. What was your quicker way? That's right, I've got 3 tens in each one, so I could go 3, 6, 9 tens. Remember 9 tens are 90. So my answer is 96. Good job. Let's do the same now with partitioning. So again, if you've got a whiteboard, rub it out. If you've got a piece of paper, you might want to draw underneath or turn it over. So we're still doing the same one, 32 times 3. How would you do that using partitioning? The first thing I'd like you to do is draw a circle and write 32 inside. Done it? Partition your number. Pause the video. Have you partitioned it? You should have 30, because the 3 here means 3 tens and 2 ones. I would now like you to partition and then times your 2 by 3 and times your 30 by 3. Then add those totals up to get your answer, just like we did last time. If you're unsure, stay on the video with me. Ready? The first thing we do is 2 times 3, same as 6, and then we do 30 times 3. Here you can use your secret times table. What's 3 times 3? 3, 6, 9, but as they're in tens, it's 9 tens. Then you do 90, add 6, same as 96. So we're doing 2 times 3 ones, then 3 tens times 3 ones. Got it? Now is the tricky part. Let's try and do it as the column method. Ready? 32 times 3. If you're confident at this already, and you remember it from my previous example, pause the video and do this as a column method. If not, stay with me. Ready? 32. If I'm timesing by 3 ones, where are those ones going to go? That's right, underneath my 2 ones here. Then I do my same as sign. You need a big enough gap for your answer. Because it's a times, I need to write my times symbol. Where does that go? Write along with me on your piece of paper or whiteboard. Then I go down first. Remember, I still always have to start with my ones, just like I do with add or take away. 2 ones times 3 ones is 6. Good job. Then I move across to my tens. I have to go diagonally. 3 tens times 3 is 9 tens. My answer is 96. Good job, guys. We're going to do one more, and this one we're just going to do as the column method as well. Because I think you're really confident now with your deans and your partitioning. The column bit is new. We're going to do 12 times 4. Pause the video. I'd like everyone to try and do that as a column method. Ready? 12. 4 1. I'm timesing by 4 ones, so they go underneath. Are you correcting with me so far? Times symbol, same as symbol. Where do I go now? I'm timesing my ones first, so I go down. 2 times 4. 2 fingers up. 4, 8. Then I go tens, which go diagonally. 1 10 times 4 is 4 tens. So my answer is 48. I would now like you to practice the following number sentences. There's no sheet today. The only thing I've uploaded to Portfolio is squared paper if you'd like to do squared paper. Make sure your tens and ones go in separate boxes. Your ones here go in the box underneath this one, and your times goes in its own box. Each digit should have its own square. So you need to answer questions 1 to 7 only using the column method. You don't need to do your deans or partitioning today, as we did that on Friday. So the first one you're going to write out is 13 on your squared paper or a piece of paper you have at home. And you know it's times 3 ones, so you'll put that underneath. You'll do your same as sign and your times here. Got it? You do the same for each one. Remember, you times your ones first and they go down, and you times your tens second and they go diagonally. Once you've finished that, upload your work to portfolio. Good job and thanks for tuning in today. Bye for now.